I'm a huge fan of what people call coincidences or synchronicities. Like in the movie Crash, that's all about synchronistic happenstance, or the movie Serendipity. Yesterday, cool things happen, and then one thing leads to another, and the internet really fosters synchronicity. I was reading a Jeff Walker blog post, The Tale of Two Men, and he was telling of Joshua Bell, the violinist, how he is a world-famous violinist, but he decided to take a $3.5 million violin and go into the metro station in D.C. and just play just like a regular dude and see how many people would actually know that he's any good. Of course, really no one did. He got some tips, like $39 in tips, and this guy's usually plays for $100,000 for a concert. So it was a great sociological experiment. Well, then I went up and looked up Josh Bell, and then I found some more things, like he plays this piece called the Ciccone that's supposed to be a work of art by Bach. It drags you through every human emotion, so look that up. Also, then that led me to farther down through this other article about Joshua Bell, how it says one of the curators at the senior curator at the National Gallery, he's the guy who oversees all the framings of the paintings. It says he's held more great works of art than any pope or king, world leader. It says if he took an Ellsworth Kelly down to the shop downstairs and just put it up, nobody'd notice. Some people would say, "Oh, that looks like an Ellsworth Kelly." Well, I didn't know what an Ellsworth Kelly was, so then I looked that up. It turns out he was a guy that was in charge of camouflage in the war, and then his works of art became signature because they had this camouflage touch to them sometimes. It was really abstract art, but then I found the piece that was a $5 million work of art, and I just thought that was cool. You keep getting led down these paths on the internet, and I'm a fan of letting my brain learn what it wants to learn rather than me forcing it to learn something. I'm sure when you're in high school or college and the teacher says, "Okay, you have this 50 pages of this book to read," well, your brain often doesn't want to learn that. It's not what it cares to learn. Sometimes you have to learn certain things. I mean, my brain sometimes doesn't want, or my body or my brain doesn't want to go out for a run, but it's beneficial. So, I mean, there are times when you have to learn things that you don't feel like. But often your best learning comes when your mind just wanders to a subject and then soaks it up like a sponge on its own. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And question of the day: what are some of your synchronistic journeys that you take on the internet? You might start out with looking up something about marketing, and then you end up learning about Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War and the trials he went through in his mind. I mean, things just spider out that way in the internet, and you can go anywhere. So comment on some of the things that you do and where you find yourself going, your starting points and your ending points. All right, see you guys.